All right. Uh, so why today? Why Shivrathri? Okay, and what is it that you are supposed to do today? Okay, so Shivratri, Ratri means night. You all know, right? So Ratri means night. This is supposed to be the darkest night in the whole year. Okay, and we have Shivratri every month. It will be the 14th day of every month. We have a Maha Shivratri, which is the which belongs to that particular month. Like it will be the darkest hour, darkest night of that particular month. We will get it before the new moon. Every month before the day before the new moon is called the Maha Shivratri. Okay, but this is called the Maha Shivratri, which comes between February and March every year and considered the darkest night in the whole year. Okay, now what is the significance of this? Why? I mean, so what if it's the darkest night? It's night, right? We just sleep. But what is the significance? So you have to understand what the darkness symbolizes. Why darkness? Why Shiva? Right? So when we say Shiva, Shiva and Shakti, they go together, the masculine and feminine. If we talk in terms of what do you say, humanized form, it's masculine and feminine. Okay, but when we talk in terms of the universe, it's basically darkness and light. So what is the significance of that darkness? I'll tell you in a very simple way. When we look at the sky, we see stars, right? We see, like, we have NASA, we have ISRO looking into galaxies and planets, orbits, so many things coming up we have. But when all these come up, do you ever observe the darkness which is behind it? You see two stars, what about the darkness between it, around it? What about the darkness which is ever existing? See, light needs a source, right? It will get the energy from something. It needs a source, and whatever needs a source will also burn out. There will be an end for whatever is born, right? So light needs a source. It will be alive for a certain period of time. It can be, see, if it's like a star, then it can be millions of years, but still it has an end. But darkness doesn't have an end, guys. I mean, it has no start, it has no end, it just exists, and it exists everywhere. When you say that, there's no I would say there is no space without darkness. Everywhere there's darkness. So the Shiva means it basically means without, to not to be, something which doesn't exist. That is the meaning of Shiva. Okay, so when there is something which exists, which is light, there is something which doesn't exist, which is Shiva. So Shiva is basically omnipresent. It is present everywhere. It is benevolent, like, it doesn't care whether you have a light, you don't have a light. It doesn't care about anything. It's just there. It just exists within you, outside you, everywhere. It is basically never ending. It is eternal. So when you open a box, you see everything in the box. When you close it, it's darkness inside, right? You don't know what is in it. It just exists. So darkness is something we take for granted. Darkness is something we don't give much importance to, because uh, darkness is something we fear. Let's be very frank. A fear of unknown. All of us have fear of unknown, and the fear of unknown comes from uh, at the soul level, because that is the fear it has when it is in the womb it sits. It has the fear that if I leave the womb, what will happen? What is there beyond the womb? What is there in the universe? And that fear of unknown, the soul always has. So all of us have a fear of unknown, and that fear of unknown is mostly associated with darkness, because you cannot see what exists over there, right? So This particular Shiva, whatever I'm mentioning, um, what it represents is you trying to understand the bigger picture. You trying to understand that beyond what you see is a force which you cannot see. Beyond what is glowing in front of you, what is bright in front of you, there is something which created that. There is the source from which that particular energy for this light, for this brightness has come into. Like if you light a matchstick in the whole room, in a room, anywhere in the room, you will see the whole room lit, and yet there will still be corners. And this particular thing will only exist as long as the matchstick is burning. Once it goes down, the darkness prevails, right? So darkness is something which exists continuously. It's never ending. It is, it is just still. It just exists. It has no movement. Darkness has no movement. Darkness just exists. So this particular day is the day of stillness. Even though we have many books which tell that, this is the day Shiv got married to Parvati, or this is the day he first did Shiv Tandav, or this is the day he drank the poison. Many different stories we have. But ultimately, what it means is it's a matter of stillness. It is a matter of happiness in just being. It is That is the reason during Shivratri we do the Jagran. We stay awake the whole night. The reason behind it is not just to sing songs or watch movies. The reason is a straight and vertical spine. So Shivratri for spiritual people, like who are following the spiritual path, for these people, Shivratri is about transferring that stillness within you, transferring that energy of the universe within you. Filling yourself with that particular energy requires a straight and vertical spine. That is the reason they sit in meditation during these days. Of course, it's changed. People do many things during these days. That is also the reason we fast on these days. I mean, I don't fast, but that is the logic behind it. You don't keep your body heavy. When the body is heavy, the mind gets lethargic. It will sleep. It will want to sleep. It cannot do anything. It wants to rest. Okay. And especially when the body is full and happy, it will not want to connect to God. Okay. It will only want to, enjoy life as it sees. Okay. The physical world is what it will give it its importance to. So that is the reason you stay on natural foods today, which is like, fruits, dairy products like milk, curd, and all that. And you go low on carbs, which is wheat and rice. In our, in India, especially, our carbs mostly consist of rice or wheat or both together, right? So we go low on that. Okay. Now, this is Shivratri is one festival which is celebrated throughout India, South India, North India. In Kashmir, it's a festival. I think they call it Herat. Herat is basically a word derived from the word Arti, Harati, right? So they the Shiv temples and all, they do the Arti on this day, and it's all about using the light to embrace the darkness. So it's all about giving balance to both, right? So it's celebrated throughout India, and like I said, even though we have different meanings for today, the basic line is the same, fasting and keeping awake the whole night, and the next day doing the puja and ending the whole thing. So, the effect of this particular hour, the darkest hour, whatever we call the darkest night, stays for 24 hours. And when it stays for 24 hours, the whole 24 hours, we try to give the body some rest, some mental, peace, so that it is able to connect, it is able to meditate, it is able to connect with the higher energy, I can say. Now, when we do this, uh, the one thing which you have to understand is this is the time for, this is actually one of the only time throughout the year which will help you with the releases as well as with the taking in, absorbing energy. You can also release, you can also absorb the energy today. So whatever you wish to do, just do it in form of a meditation of gratitude, nothing else. That you're just try to connect with the energy which exists. Okay, so let's not ask for anything, and let's just do the mantra in a very simple form. Okay, so another thing you have to understand is, the shivling which is represented in different sizes, different forms in India. The shivling linga means arrow. Okay, so there is one phrase, linam gamayate iti lingam, which means that, um, when you linam means getting absorbed into something. Okay, so when you get, in order to get absorbed into the spirituality, into the universe, into the darkness which is omnipotent, in order to get absorbed into it, the one which shows the path is the linga. So it's an arrow. It represents an arrow. It doesn't represent any organ or part of the body. It represents an arrow. That is the reason linga faces upwards. It always shows you the path to connect to the higher force. Okay. So let me just quickly give you the mantra, and I will get back to you with a different link in case we have to stop in between. Okay. So the mantra today is Om. Note it down, guys. Note it down. Okay.
Sorry, what to note down? I just missed like for
Mantra.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was away.
Mantra.
Okay.
Yeah. Om. Hreem. Hreem. H-R-E-E-M. Hreem. Hraum. H-R-O-U-M. Hraum. Namah Shivaya. Om Hreem Hraum Namah Shivaya. So quickly chant with me 11 times. Om Hreem Hraum Namah Shivaya. 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 So keep your back straight, vertical, still, be still, and try to chant this at least 108 times tonight. It can be any time, like, before you go to sleep, it can be any time, literally, because the whole night is extremely powerful. Okay, so you can chant it anytime. Try to do it 108 times at least. Sit in a still place, like, where you won't get disturbed. Just sit and chant this. Okay, and what else? So this is also, today is also the time to dissolve your limitedness, like, wherein you think that universe is only this much, universe only exists this much. Think of the darkness which actually prevails the whole area. Even though we have galaxies, we have Milky Ways, we have stars, everything we have, but think beyond that. Behind that, what is behind that? What is it that, where all these things exist? Only when, you know, the Shiva energy is there, only then can we see the Shakti. Shakti is about the physical world which we create in our head. So Shiva resides and Shakti prevails in the external world. But without the Shiva, Shakti doesn't exist. Same with without Shakti, Shiva doesn't exist. Both have to balance, both have to exist together, and that is the only way you get, you know, a universe which you believe in, a universe which you can see, a universe which, which seems complete. It seems all together, right? So give that importance. Let's not go to the physical aspects of anything. Think about what it is, the essence of Shiva, essence of what it means to be Shiva, and bring that within you. Embrace that energy, embrace that feeling which you get when you think of Shiva. When you say, when you think of the word Shiva, immediately that all encompassing energy should come in front of you, nothing else. It's that pure energy, pure energy which should come in front of you, right? So try to bring Shiva into your life in that form. Don't think of it as, a destroyer, a scary person, somebody who, you know I don't know. There's like, different perceptions when it comes to Shiva, but for me, it is just an all-encompassing energy. It is just pure existence of energy. Wherein uh, you cannot say it doesn't exist here. It doesn't exist here. It's not here. It's not there. It is something which is all around us, inside us, outside us. It's all around. That is the reason when they say now that out of all the gods, Shiva is the easiest to please. Why? Because he's all encompassing. He's everywhere. See, when your mother is in a different room, you have to raise your voice to call her. But when your mother stays with you all the time, there's no need to raise your voice. You just think, and she put her hand on you. It's like that. Whether you think of it as masculine, feminine, or beyond that, light, dark, beyond that, good, evil, beyond that, as something which does exist. Okay, so this particular mantra, please try to do it tonight if possible. If you cannot do it 108 times, then please at least do it 21 times. Okay, because it's very powerful. Sit straight, spine vertical and straight. However long you can sit, if you can do it for 108 times, please do it. And there was I remember one or two Shivrathris which I tried to do the whole night. I could not. I nodded off around 4 o'clock or something. But it's nice. It's a good feeling when you do it. When you invite that deep energy inside you, it's a totally different feeling. So energize yourself, ground yourself, and if you feel excess energy, just ask Mother Earth to take it into her. And drink a lot of water when you're doing this, because it is powerful energy. We don't know how much your body can hold. It will all depend on how much physically how strong you are, and mentally how strong you are. So drink a lot of water, and please ground yourself if you feel any excess energy inside you. Okay, send me a message if you want help, because I will be up for at least another 4 5 hours at least. Okay, so send me a message if you start doing it now. Send me a message in case you have some problem while chanting the mantra. Okay, and Sangeeta ma'am, if possible, play Shiv Tandav in your house today.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do it. Yes.
Either
Lima.
Varsha Dwivedis is very good. So you can do that. Okay.
Nilima ji, I have to speak something important with you personally.
Can we call?
So,
Yeah. Can I call you, because I think it's going to end in less than a minute. So
so again, we'll have to join again.
no, this is done for now. So I'll meet up with you guys again after a week or so. But
So no meditation today.
no meditation today.
Okay.
I just gave the mantra. You have to chant it yourself.
Okay, I've noted it. One thing I wanted to just say, like, very beautifully explained, like, in a very simple manner, like, everything, the darkness and light and the significance. It was really something nice. Like, I was actually hearing it with a lot of, interest and understanding. And there's one thing which I wanted to, mention. I had seen something which